So hey everybody, me and Tim Miller here in the middle of North Carolina. Me and Tim have been basically traveling around in our little home on wheels, our travel trailers all across the U.S., all across creation. And we happen to land near each other here in North Carolina, and we're just spending the day with them. And me and Tim were talking and just thought, man, we need to capture some of the things that we're talking about in relation to the translation. And some of you, maybe not everybody knows, but Tim's been plugging away with the Lord on this translation stuff for 3+ years. Lord gave a very specific word to him in Duluth, Minnesota, and he's been kind of going at it since then. And so anyway, it's been quite the process, I know, for your heart, bro, and where it's kind of led you. But one of the things that I wanted to start with had to do with gasoline versus diesel. And you were kind of talking about, because we're kind of driving with our trucks all over creation, and it was just a really good example for us, but how translation works between the Greek and the English and diesel and gas and how that goes. So I just wanted you to be able to share that, just kind of a nugget, related to translation.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, well, we were just kind of talking last night, and I was kind of telling Richie, I've been really humbled in the midst of this process, and also just really touched by the Lord, just concerning His Word, and one of the things that I realize, at least for myself, where I myself, everybody has strong. It seems like translation is one issue where people have really strong, well, many issues, but this particular issue really super strong opinions.
Yeah.
And I love asking people just randomly, what do you think is a good translation, and what are the characteristics of it?
Yeah.
And so it's really, yeah.
I was just gonna say too, it's true, because we've all been inundated with certain elements that we think might make a good translation,
right,
or whatever, but we don't fully understand the background of what that looks like to actually create a translation.
Right, totally. So, and I'm in the same boat, and
yeah, and
just recently I just asked 3 friends of mine kind of what they thought, and as one of them thought about it, he just basically concluded with, what? This is just the one that was given to me when I was a new believer. And that was kind of like,
I like that one, yeah.
And that's what I know, and which is, totally fine too. And then there was a married couple, and talking to them, they both had very different things they valued in a translation, exact opposite actually.
Wow.
And one of the husband, his favorite was the NASB, which is kind of stereotyped as more of the more literal translations,
conservative kind of,
right?
Yeah.
And then you've got the other one. Her favorite was the NLT.
Okay. New Living Translation.
New Living Translation. Yeah. And
it's my son's favorite.
Yeah. And asking them why that was, it was really interesting. And so based on what they valued and what they were looking for, defined what they saw as a good translation. And so.
Interesting.
And the more I've kind of researched the process, into what it looks like, you really have to define it by its goals, and whether it's here's your goals in it, mm-hmm. And if these are your goals, and you define that parameter, then you kind of are able to evaluate its worth.
Yeah, its value.
Its value based on that. So anyway.